What is up? What is up, fight fans? Welcome in. We appreciate you guys. A special Thursday edition of our show, 100% my doing. Had some personal stuff earlier this week and got a little bit behind, but we are clear of that, and that means we are ready. And by the way, when we do these shows on Thursday, prop board is chock full, and that's just the way my guy Matt Tanner and I like it. So I'm going to bring in the long shot legend, the slot savant, it seems, Matt Tanner, and ask him how he's doing today. Matty, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. Ready for this card. I'm trying to smack a big one, bro.
Yes.
I'm just itching for a big UFC long shot slip, like something substantial, something significant.
Yeah. I will say these cards, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they're typically not kind to me because we see, what do we see? We see Russia, Middle Eastern talent all the time. That is like, they're like minus 400, minus 500. They may not look that, but they do end up getting the win. I got to give credit to our home of picks guy, Hey Jive. He gave this stat out yesterday. Fighters in these cards in Abu Dhabi facing fighters that their last name ends in V. Facing fighters that their last name doesn't end in V. They're 36 out of their last 37 here in Abu Dhabi, which is a crazy stat, but that's just kind of the role. And I guess we got to accept or reject some of these prices. Do we want to play the dog? Do we just want to pass? And what props can we look at? But you and I were talking last night. I think there is juice to squeeze out of some of these big favorites still.
Yeah, bro. I think this is like a sneaky little betting card. It's not the most entertaining card, but I think it's a sneaky betting card. There's just a lot of different angles, I think, to play some of these heavily juiced fights, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I totally agree. By the way, Dixon in here, Matty and Austin win his trivia again. I'm not ducking the question. It's been 100%. I've had a ton of personal stuff going on. And I have health issues in my family. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to dedicate a lot of time to Matty or any of that stuff. But we will get trivia back on the board as soon as possible. I love to hear that you guys are clamoring for it because I had a lot of fun doing it. But we got 13 fights on the card. They added another one this week. We had a lot of stuff going on with fights moving up, weight, debuts, all sorts of stuff. So 13 is the final number we'll set it on. And that starts up with a bantamweight bout. This one at 135 for a former flyweight and Abdul Hussein. He's taking on Cody Gibson to open up the card here at Abu Dhabi. Obviously, you look at the odds, and Abdul Hussein minus 520 over the Renegade Cody Gibson, a guy we've seen in UFC. He's a veteran that I feel like has been added for a long time at this point. So, Matty, first fight of the night, did you get a chance to tape Hussein, or I guess what are your general thoughts about Gibson?
A little bit. I actually think it's super wide, just considering the reach factor here. I mean, a 5-inch reach difference, and then the experience of Cody Gibson, but. With that said, I think this is a perfect spot for Hussein to grapple. I mean, Cody Gibson's been subbed, I think, 5 times now professionally.
Yeah.
What's interesting is his 3 outcomes are pretty similar prices. Like Hussein decision plus 260, KO plus 250, submission plus 210.
Oh, dang.
The most likely outcome. I can see him grappling him up, but I'm not ruling out the decision either here. But I do kind of like the sub at plus 210 here. I mean, I think everyone's going to be on it. I saw a comment that there's no submissions. This is obviously one to look at. My boy Walter Walker's on the card. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
not a bad place to think about a submission.
He's going to get the sub here against Gibson.
So it's an interesting question. I in my write-up when I was going through, I really like Hussein's tape. I think he's fast. I think he's got a lot of good experience. An unusual comfort transitioning from his striking to his wrestling, which I think is a nightmare for a guy like Cody Gibson, who I think struggles with his process sometimes. I have this note in here, and I'll see if you agree with me. I think Hussein has an easy squeeze. I feel like he doesn't burn his arms out. I feel like it's a super technical, easy squeeze to wrap up. I saw a Darce that he got on some poor kid. And Gibson, while I appreciate his toughness, while I appreciate his road back to UFC and he's been more competitive than you might think in spots, I think he makes a lot of mistakes where he does leave his neck out there. Maybe he does get absolutely destroyed by a punch, and then we saw Aori Qilong was the first one to professionally knock him out. He get a little bit older, those mistakes kind of add up. Matty, I'm with you. I think I lean sub, and here's why. It's because Hussein fighting at flyweight. Look at the size difference. He's a much smaller guy. I don't know if that power translates to a guy who's historically durable. So I think I do like the sub for Hussein.
I would be shocked if he knocked him out. I think sub decision are both decent angles here.
I absolutely. So, I mean, I'm looking at the total here. Over 1.5 is -136. Maybe just kind
of 2-3 sub.
Blackshear, if I remember correctly, got Gibson in the second round. So, like, you know, it just feels like Cody is like really competitive.
Don't you think Blackshear is just so much more physically imposing than Hussein?
Yes, but I think Hussein is also a significantly higher threat on the field.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Blackshear's getting better in that regard, but I mean, Hussein's got really big hooks. Like at flyweight, this guy would be an animal, and maybe he'll go back down.
More live than Blackshear, whereas Blackshear's just overall grappling can impose his will on Gibson.
Yeah, round 1 plus 500. Yeah, I don't know if I feel very good about the round 1 slime out spot because Cody's been historically pretty darn durable.
To be fair,
yeah. And it's like, and by the way, Gibson is transitioned. He's now training at Extreme Couture with Nick Sick, which I think it feels like that gym is 1 billion people big at this point, but it's never a bad thing in terms of game plan and strategy. But
is there a world where Gibson wins on the scorecards here?
I think so. I don't think he's got much finishing upside. So if you like him,
plus
11-1. Oh wow, really? FanDuel's got 11-1.
He just pops a job out there for 3 rounds.
The problem is that I feel like Hussein can get on that calf kick if he starts really throwing out the jab. And Cody's not a guy who, you remember that war he had with Brad Katona, a shorter guy, kind of like Hussein. I feel like he leaves his chin up in the air a little bit, and I would get nervous about him in a distance fight as well. Interestingly enough, inside the distance, -150 for Hussein.
I have a weird feeling. I think I'm going to lay off of this one, bro. I don't like it. I think Gibson with Nixick is kind of the determinant factor for me to just pass on it.
Yeah, Hussein is small enough that I don't feel compelled to parlay him at -520, and I've already decided my money line for the safe parlay. It's not this one, so it's like I don't really know. I think I'm leaning 2-3 sub at this point for Hussein, but not like anything meaningful.
I agree. I don't think it's gonna be so easy. So I do like the 2-3 angle.
Yeah.
We got tons of super chats coming in. Reminder, we'll read those at the end of the show, so keep firing those away.
Yeah, we've been doing King of the Hill style. And by the way, I feel good. Round 2 fights -210 to start round 2 with the big favorites. I feel good about that 2-3 angle from that perspective. Yeah. So we'll move forward here. Let's talk about this one, which is a hot button topic in betting circles this week. Some people really like Nurullo Aliyev. Some people really like Mike Davis at lightweight. Both of these guys have had really positive moments in UFC. In fact, we had someone come in our chat. The very first thing we just went live, and he's talking about Mike Davis by KO. So that gives you the amount of betting attention this fight has had, Matty. And we've gotten a lot. There it is. Cali Cards 95. He's back in it. Mike Davis KO. But what do you think of this matchup? Because we've seen a lot of line movement this week. Mike Davis now plus 186 as it sits on FanDuel and like around there at other books.
Yeah, I think Mike Davis is going to lose on the scorecards here, probably 29-28. Really? I think he might hurt him though. I think he might hurt this guy at least once in the fight, but I don't know. Mike Davis is so skilled, bro. He's pretty much good everywhere. I don't know how what's his name survived that submission against him. His last fight.
Oh, Mitch Ramirez. Yeah.
Oh no. The guy he lost to.
Ziam.
Fares Ziam. Yeah, that was.
I don't remember that submission.
On the ground, it was like a leg lock or something, or knee bar. I don't know what it was. It was something on the ground, and it was nasty. I don't remember it specifically, but it was pretty crazy. But yeah, that's a perfect comment to summarize it right here. I mean, this guy's going to win a decision. It's plus 105. I'm rooting for Mike Davis, though, bro. I'd love to see him get a finish or even a win here. It'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, It is a tough task. I mentioned the stat earlier in the show. Whenever you got a guy from Tajikistan fighting over here, Mike Davis is the visitor for a reason. I really just wonder which Mike Davis we're going to get because it felt like we got a point deduction and draw because Aliyev is a cheater. Interesting enough. That's Dixon, who's always watching tape very closely. But
Is that like a DraftKings? Where is that even available?
I've seen point deduction on DraftKings. It might be some of the offshore sites. Man, you guys really like that point deduction. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But like it, but at the end of the day, Olive is an interesting fighter to me because I think when you control guys as much as he has, you could look at it two ways. He's due for impending finish regression against guys who aren't very good with their submission defense. That would have been Shamrock, not Mike Davis. So it's like I have a hard time seeing the submission upside, the ground and pound upside, unless Mike Davis gasses out here. Then you think about this fight. It's like, okay, so how does Davis win? I think probably a decision as well. Aliv is shown to be pretty durable. He's 25. And I think Mike Davis wins this by simply edging out rounds and being more active. But you know what fight crept into my mind here, bro? You remember when Carlos Leal fought Renat Fakhretdinov in that side of the world? And it was a robbery. And it's like, and Leal was...
See, everyone talks about robberies. That was an actual robbery.
Right. And everyone was like, how is Leal such a big underdog when you look at these two? Renat doesn't do very much, like things like that. And then all of a sudden, Leal wins the fight, but then he doesn't. And I would hate to be in that sort of position. I guess I'd wonder where point spread ended up with Davis. I never seem to get those bets right. But I put it this way to my guy Sparring with Reality, who's a good betting follow on X. If you were betting this fight to win 1 unit, you're out of your mind if you bet Aliv instead of Mike Davis for less than a unit.
Yeah. How do you feel about Mike Davis's takedown defense?
So on paper, it's 60%. He's not often being asked to be taken down. Ferris Ziam specifically went 4 for 7 against him. That was really the first fight where we saw a wrestling wrinkle from Ziam, though, so maybe have caught him off guard a little bit. I think it's pretty good, but when you look back at
pretty cool. But I remember he got taken down 3 times in that Gilbert Burns fight a long time ago.
Right, and that Gilbert was big for 155.
Natan Levy took him down too. He ended up submitting him, but yeah, the Fares Ziam one's tough though. Getting taken down 4 times by Fares Ziam, you just feel. I mean, what is this guy's takedown prop at? It's got to be up there.
I could take a peek at that. Don't ask me about takedown props.
For some shit.
I could rail against it for whatever reason, man. I guess setting takedown lines is the hardest thing for these DFS companies to do because they never do it till like Saturday. But I agree that I think it's probably like 2.5, 3.5 if you looked at it. And it'd be interesting if at some point Davis had a tight submission attempt here and was able to sneak away around with it. The biggest thing is Aliv doesn't do a lot of damage, 2.72 significant strikes landed per minute. Like he hasn't really shown a lot of ground and pound. And my final answer, my final closing statement, Your Honor, he went to a decision with Shamrock in his last fight. How are you putting that guy at minus 235 against a multi-time UFC winner?
Yeah, the fight to go the distance is
minus 172. It's actually not crazy,
bro. That's a great price. I kind of like that as like a chalky decision leg if I get a good sub or KO price in the cycle.
I have it minus 155. I'm actually behind value. Decision props, I have Aliv plus 167. I have Davis plus 328. So I really like that 5-1 points number for Mike.
Yeah, plus 475 by decision on Hard Rock for Mike Davis.
Yeah. But this is one of those spots I would circle, and it's like I think this is one of the V's, if you will, that could be on upset alert. So we'll see what kind of shape Mike's in to go through there. But probably not a cycle leg here. Unless you really decided to eat the chalk with a leave decision.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move forward here. We'll talk about another one. Magomed Tuchulov makes his UFC debut. I think he's now the biggest favorite on the card at minus 900 against Brenjison Habero. Habero's usually fun, not particularly skilled. So at light heavyweight, this one kind of feels like an early bonk spot, Matty. What do you think of Tuchulov? I don't know if you got a chance to see him at all. And like, at this point, is Ribeiro a buy low candidate or a back your bags candidate?
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's pretty straightforward. His knockout's minus 250, which is insane. But he's just a big guy. He's 6'5". Good luck. I'm not fading him here in this spot. I think round 1 KO here. I think Brenson Ribeiro is just too chinny at this weight class.
Yeah, I don't think that Habero is as bad as people think he does. He's still up Blanks Creek without a paddle to win this fight. Tuchulov, I wanted to go into his tape thinking he was a fraud. I was actually pretty impressed. I think his hand speed is tremendous. I think he's able to vary his weapons well, has the ability to transition to more of a wrestling base if he needs to. And that's how we saw Yakyayev get Ribeiro out of there in the first round.
Yeah.
So really, I think a lot of people are going to be playing the question of like, okay, fight starts on the feet. Tuchulov round 1 KO is minus 105. Submission is almost 10-1. So like, does it get to a point where maybe he's able to get Ribeiro's back and submit and finish him that way? I did not expect that submission number to be so big. That means round 1 in general is.
Bro.
What'd you say?
Plus 700.
Yeah. I mean, this side I'm looking at, it's got plus 950.
Wow, yeah, that's disgusting. I mean, here's the thing about Ribeiro. Like, there's really no argument for him here because two of his last 3 losses have aged horribly. Umar C ends up getting finished. Azamat Mirzakhanov gets finished by Paulo Costa. Like,
yeah,
Umar C's ground and pounding you. I mean, that hasn't aged well. I think inside the distance here is literally just free money, bro.
Yeah, and it's he's minus 150 to win in round 1. Inside the distance in general is minus 400. So
yeah,
not much of a haircut there. These two have a common opponent, by the way. Ribeiro went to a decision with Kyle Machado, got a split decision. Tuchulov just finished Kyle Machado by first round knockout when they fought. And like, I don't like the MMA math thing in general, but I think it does kind of show the danger and the hand speed, especially when Machado was a guy who used to be a heavyweight, maybe a little bit on the slower side. But I wasn't expecting to see that sub number so big. I don't really know if I'll get FOMO with Tuchulov at minus 150 to win in round 1 when it's like, it's just kind of what we all expect is going to happen. That's what UFC wants to happen. And Ribeiro is a guy that is very defensively sound. But at the same time, Matty, if Ribeiro landed like a knockout punch and pulled this giant upset, would anybody be shocked? It's like,
I'd be shocked.
You'd be shocked. Okay. Like, I mean, it's just kind of sloppy light heavyweight, but I don't really have the inclination to think Ribeiro is actually going to win that firefight.
Yeah.
So
one thing I'll say, bro, is if you can sweat 5 minutes here, you can get Tuchulov round 2 at plus 550. I mean, that's fucking insane, especially because the Umar C fight was the very end of round 1. I mean, it was 18 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Umar C is a complete bum, though. I really
like, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I feel like Tuchulov puts Umar C in a body bag.
That's very possible.
But like, yeah, I have a 5-minute sweat on this card that I really like that I'm gonna get your opinion on. This one,
I like this. This is probably the best play of the card the fight right here is the under 1.5 because it's not too expensive.
Right. Yeah, and then if you're gonna play that under 1.5 in a parlay, then you think to yourself, okay, you get to a point where Tuchulov, if it gets out of round 1, how much energy did he use trying to get Ribeiro out of there? And he's a guy that's never out of round 1. So that under really is really interesting. So not a lot to talk about. Definitely probably not a cycle leg there. My favorite expression I use all the time. Definitely probably some entertainment and action in this next one. Lightweight fight, Matty. I haven't asked you about it, but I really kind of want to because it's an interesting fight between Ismael Bonfim taking on Axel Sola. Sola's coming off that wild fight of the night against Mason Jones, right? And Bonfim, probably his worst performance in UFC last time out. He missed weight. He looked terrible on the scale. He gassed out, and Chris Padilla found a second-round finish against him. So feels like a buy low, sell high spot in theory, but maybe Sola is just a whole lot better. I'm curious what your thoughts on this matchup are.
I mean, he took a lot of damage in his last fight.
Yeah.
He got landed on 110 times, bro.
You could say that about both of them.
That's true. I mean, Bonfim was fighting Chris Padilla, who just has insane pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because, like, dude, the Terrence McKinney fight, like, he looked like an absolute killer, but then in hindsight, that was 3 minutes in the round 2.
Right.
Which doesn't really happen for McKinney. So he then loses to Benoit in the first round by submission. He beats an older Vince Pichel. Then he gets finished 2 fights in a row. I kind of like a 2-3 angle here for Sola, I think is the move.
Yeah, if the Bonfim gas tank issues are real, then that makes a lot of sense. And just so people can follow along at home, round 2 for Sola, if you just play the round, is plus 550. Round 3 is plus 850. I don't know if you need the submission there.
No, I don't think so.
So I think you may even be able to play KO straight up if you really like that. I will say a few things is I really wanted to play Sola here. I actually had someone in our Home Fight Discord ask like, "Hey, are you going to play Sola? Should we think about Sola in the safe parlay, that type of thing?" And I'm like, I feel like I like him. And then I went to like dive deeper into these guys' resume, and Sola's really big. He's a southpaw, and he's very technical. Like he stays well on the end of his punches, on the end of his shots. But Mason Jones was able to just bite down on his mouthpiece, close the distance, and really put up incredible numbers against him. And
Yeah.
Bonfim is a little bit of the same type of guy where he's willing to get into your space. He's willing to dictate the pressure. And I know Vince Pichel was a billion years old, but you look at Vince Pichel, his last 6 opponents in UFC, he outstruck 5 of them. Bonfim doubled him up in significant strikes. I think when Bonfim is right, he is still a very talented guy. He's not as good as his brother. People throw the F word, the fraud word around with him, and probably for good reason. But this feels like a big number for Sola to lay when you're really hanging your hat on a fight that he was losing against Reese McKee, where he was able to come from behind and knock him out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I just love the 2-3 angle here. I wouldn't even touch a money line on either side in this one.
I kind of feel like it's got a Bonfim early, Sola later to decision sort of cadence to it. Like I feel like if you have a Sola ticket, you really want to survive those first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But like I haven't really put a lot of thought in how I want to play Bonfim. I certainly will play the money line, but Bonfim KO is 500. Bonfim sub is 12-1. Interesting, it's longer than Sola sub, which is 10-1.
Yeah.
But I like Axel a lot, and then I get to a position where he's like minus 210 against another guy that I think is kind of good, and like I don't know if I love that price for him. I actually kind of lean Bonfim at this number, but not something super strong.
I agree.
My model would have favored Bonfim here, but Sola is just a few minutes shy of eligibility.
Fair enough.
All righty, brother. Let's move forward here to our next fight as we got Sammy Patterson taking on Santiago Ponzinibbio at welterweight. Matty, this is a matchup of guys that have provided plenty of action, plenty of fireworks in this division over the years. One of them is just a lot younger than the other, and that's why Sam Patterson minus 460 off his staring contest with Michael Page that we know wasn't his fault. And now Ponzinibbio is looking to sort of get back on track after another loss, 3rd round KO to Daniel Rodriguez. So, Matty, Patterson's got a lot of the intangible sort of advantages here in this spot. He's minus 460. What do you think of this matchup for Sammy?
I mean, bro, like Ponzinibbio. So I cashed on D-Rod round 3 against Ponzinibbio. That paid huge.
Yeah.
2-3. I mean, Patterson, all of his finishes are in round 1. He has what? He has 1 round 2 finish back in Contender Series, but since then he has 4 round 1 finishes. I'll never forget when I was with Jason Anik and Hey Jive, and we had Danny Barlow round 1 KO, and Patterson knocked out Danny Barlow. I think that was really Sam Patterson's coming out party. Like,
sure.
Oh, he's like well-rounded. He can knock guys out. He can submit them. Then he comes out and does the same thing against Trey Waters. The MVP fight you can just throw out, bro. It means nothing. Like
agreed.
Nothing. So I think he's going to be excited to get back in the octagon here after landing 12 strikes in 3 rounds in March earlier this year. I think he's going to be very excited to actually have an actual fight instead of a staring competition.
Right.
So I think he's got a great matchup here against a 39-year-old in Ponzinibbio who we've seen get stunned, get hurt, get put away. But Ponzinibbio, has he ever so he got starched against the Leech in round 1.
Yep.
But other than that,
Holland round 3. Yeah, the round 1 KOs are.
And he's never been finished early except once in his whole career, and that's kind of Sam Patterson's path is round 1 finishes. So I do think it's interesting. I think Patterson probably does get him out of there early just because of the age and the attrition with Ponzinibbio. But I think this fight actually gets very interesting, though, if it gets to round 2.
Can I also throw out to support your point that Ponzinibbio lost to the Leech was after a 26-month layoff, too. I
Yeah.
remember it well because he was a decent sized favorite in that fight, and the leech kind of clipped him early. Matty, I got to be honest with you, and I told you this yesterday. I totally get the Patterson angle because every time Ponzinibbio gets hit now, it looks like he's about to die. Like his chin is shot to bits, and that is a huge concern. I think it's baked into the price here. The number that I'm like, what is going on there? This fight is like minus 160 to start round 2. And like you just said, if this fight starts round 2 and we kind of get into deeper water, it's super interesting because we know Patterson is pretty hittable, had the knockout loss to Yanal Ashmuz. That's why everyone thought Danny Barlow was just going to clean him out. Right. Barlow also loses to Jordan Santos. Maybe he's not the level of prospect we thought he was. And then also the Trey Waters lot. Like, we haven't seen enough of Trey Waters to know exactly what he is because his only other appearance was that weird one against Billy Ray Goff. So it's like, I feel like Ponzinibbio, if his chin survives, I think he's better at putting numbers together at distance. You had an interesting point via text to me because I think if Sam Patterson's going to cover minus 460 here, he really is a grappler to start. And Ponzinibbio's never been submitted in his career. Maybe Patterson is the first guy to submit Ponzinibbio, and that's really, I think, how he looks that way, assuming the chinning in the first round doesn't happen. So I actually kind of like Ponzi, like late KO decision here at the number, but I understand why Sam is a big favorite.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I love taking guys that get submitted for the first time. I mean, you're kind of getting a great number at plus 350 because Patterson's become this KO guy all of a sudden, and Ponzinibbio has never been subbed. So there's that narrative on both sides. So I mean, the submission at plus 350, you're getting the 5-1 favorite as a grappler to submit the guy at plus 350. I gotta look at this for a cycle option, bro. At plus 350, because the club and subs there too.
Yeah.
Well, if he hurts him, that club and sub is definitely live. Plus, Ponzinibbio, he shoots. I mean, he does shoot here and there.
He was able to control Salikov a little bit that way.
Yeah, I'm looking back at. He averages 0.6 takedowns a fight. I don't know how many takedown attempts that is.
Good God, Ponzinibbio's list of competition, man. I mean, maybe you say that he got a break with Carlston Harris, but
yeah.
Morono, Pereira, Jeff Neal, Miguel Bayaz, and the Leech. It's like it's one guy after another.
Yeah. The Carlston Harris fight's so interesting because it's kind of a similar matchup here, and he got the round 3 KO. I just think Patterson's more dangerous on the feet than Carlston by far.
Yes, I agree, especially as Patterson or as Harris's age. So it's really like a number thing for me more than anything here because that Ponzinibbio Harris fight was almost a pick'em. It was much earlier in the chin life of Ponzinibbio as well, but
yeah.
Is Dixon's profile picture Benoit Saint-Denis in the McDonald's hat? It is. Benoit's the current belt holder for the McDonald's.
Remember how much free money that sub was?
Dude, I should have, and this is like you actually have changed my mind in the main event this week because you are on such a heater with these that I'm just gonna play it this way because I want to be on the same side as Matty. I don't want to be on the opposite side of a guy that's having the slot luck you're having. But I'll move forward here, and I'm so glad we have almost 1,000 live viewers right now because you guys get to hear us talk about a friend of the show. Can I say friend of the show with Dustin Jacoby? Taking on Mohammed Saeed, who's a training partner of the Walker brothers of Bogdan Guskov. So really cool for him to make the trek with the rest of his training partners as well. Matty, Dustin Jacoby here is minus, what are the odds now? Because this one's been fluctuating. It is minus 170 as we sit right now around there on the books. Jacoby has been our guy. He's riding actually a 3-fight knockout streak into here. But Mohammed Saeed is not a bad prospect that he faces in Abu Dhabi. So what do you think about this matchup for Jacoby?
Oh, man. I like Jacoby KO plus 200, bro.
What's decision?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious what the difference is between the two.
Decision is plus 240, KO is plus 190.
Huh.
He's going to go for it. Insider information, he's going for it.
What do you think maybe 1-2 or 2-3?
Probably 2-3, bro.
I kind of agree.
Jacoby is very patient. Outside of the one fight where he got fucking shinned because he was so impatient, I think that was a Dominic Reyes fight, right?
Yep.
Outside of that, he's pretty patient. He's a patient kickboxer. And he has some late finishes. He had the what was the nasty round 3 one?
Vitor Petrino, bro, where he snapped his head back. Yeah.
And then Julius Walker, right? Like we saw him get chinned in a second in his last fight. Jacoby took a little time with him. I think he went about 6 or 7 minutes before he got him out of there. I think round 2, 3 feels right here on the KO for Jacoby.
Yeah, that was a tough first round for Jacoby against Julius Walker as well. It's why I made the unfortunate mistake to think maybe he had a chance to push Yakyayev. But I think what it comes down to, and by the way, if we maybe think like about a cardio discrepancy, I know Jacoby's got a hard 15 in him. Saeed has only been outside the first 7 minutes once in his last. How many pro fights does he have in his last 9 fights?
Yeah,
it was a decision. But like you look at. The thing about Jacoby and who he loses to, like the level of competition, almost like a strength of defeat. Dominic Reyes, Menefield, Azamat Murzakanov, Roundtree in a fight that he should have won. Like, I don't know if you remember that decision, but he should have won that fight. And then Qt Laba, like he loses to these really good established guys. Actually, Qt Laba was a draw too.
Yeah.
To think this guy's going to come in and he's been fighting plumbers and garbage men, and then he's going to go out there and start Dustin Jacoby, like. I understand that, like, it's the guy from the UAE, it's in Abu Dhabi, but I'm going to put some respect on Dustin Jacoby's name. I told you that's that. It was final. Dustin Jacoby is going in the show safe parlay because I threw him in there last time, and I love his money line. Maybe, whether you like KO or decision, but I really like this spot for Jacoby, and I think he's just not being respected. They're afraid of his chin, maybe because of his age or something, but he's really good.
I think he's got a last run in him. I mean, he arguably won 4 of his last 5 fights. He's 3-2 in his last 5, but he had 3 straight KOs.
Right.
I mean, this guy, if he can come out and get a highlight KO here, he's right in the mix at light heavyweight, bro. He's a fun, entertaining guy.
Yeah. I don't want to make it sound like I'm dismissing that Saeed has no chance. He's just more of an unknown. And it's like, look at all the heavy favorites on this card. It's like, I feel so good about Jacoby in comparison. And if I'm falling off the cliff, this is what everyone said about Julius Walker. Julius Walker was a very popular underdog against Jacoby. They gave him no chance against Petrino. A lot of people like Bruno Lopez is a dog against Jacoby. There's been one guy in 20 years of kickboxing that has chinned Dustin Jacoby, and it was Dom Reyes, who's a big power puncher. Yeah. I don't think that the upset formula is there, so you're going to tell me this guy's going to outpoint Jacoby over 15 minutes. I'm willing to pay to see it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the Jacoby side. I like the money line, and I like the 2-3 KO.
KO would be electric in the cycle. And I don't know if I have a KO that I want to talk to you about on the main card, but like I don't feel good about it like for a cycle leg. So maybe it's there.
Could be.
Your last cycle with Moicano, sometimes you got to just lean on your guys,
I know, bro.
This is a hard sport to predict. You just lean on your guys, and I kind of trying to been doing that too. Maybe that's a good hint for this next fight up here. Walter Walker taking on Thomas Peterson, probably also a friend of the show. I mean, he told you to exact bet a heel hook on what number did you get on that exact heel hook bet?
I'll never see that price ever again. Obviously, that was
right.
Yeah,
it was like 60-1 or something.
I think it was 50-1 for a nickel. So I think it was like 25 grand. I hit on that for $500.
Yeah. It's like it kind of started this run. Now his first one was against Junior Tapa.
I took that after he got a heel hook, so that was his second fight in a row by heel hook.
Right.
I was blown away by it. I was like, damn, he just got a heel hook, and then the guy who's fighting had been heel hooked before. I think if I remember correctly.
Yes, you do.
50-1 on a guy that is a heel hook specialist against a guy who's been heel hooked years ago. I was like, sign me up. I put 500 on that on BetMGM when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's smacked easily. And then he's gotten 2 since, I believe. 4 in a row?
Yeah, he's at 4 in a row. He's going for 5 leg locks in a row this week. And by the way, he's fighting Thomas the Train Peterson as well in this fight. I got to say it for the record.
What do you mean by that?
So do you no, what I'm asking is, are you on the board with the Walker sub 1? It's not a trap. It's just the best value in the fight.
Here's what I'll say. Eventually, Walter Walker is going to get a KO TKO.
Okay.
It's going to come eventually because he's not the most technical striker, but he's a big guy, bro. I mean, he's a 6'6". I was at the club after his win with Johnny and Walter, and they are. I mean, this guy is massive, bro. And this heavyweight division is about to get. The heavyweight division went from one of the worst divisions to, I think, one of the most fun divisions now because you got Gable Stevenson, Walter Walker, Josh Hokett. I mean, you have some really fun matchups coming. I want to see Walter Walker fight Josh Hokett or Gable Stevenson, bro. Like, I would love to see that. That would be fucking cinema.
I could see the Stevenson Walker matchup coming to fruition. Unfortunately, it's not in a way that I think he would like to.
I hate the matchup for Walter against both those guys. I just find it hard to believe he's going to get a heel hook or a sub against those guys' wrestling credentials.
What do you think about Peterson? Because Peterson's more of a ground technician. He's definitely the best grappler that he's fought in his last 5 fights. So it's like, but we really haven't seen anyone try to use BJJ against Peterson at all.
It's not even just BJJ. It's just literally grabbing the heel hook. It's like, I think like even if you're a good grappler, you can get caught by that. I mean, I guess it kind of contradicts what I said about Gable and Hokett, but I don't think Peterson's anywhere near on that level of those two guys. You know, I think Walter can get a 5th one in a row, but I'm not ruling out a TKO here, bro.
Yeah,
I like the Walter Walker side a lot at -180. Everyone points to which fight was it for Walter? They point to the Bresky fight. I'm like, guys, like, it was 5 fights ago. Like, it's at some point you can't hold that fight against him that he lost that decision. Now remember, Walter Walker completely transformed himself. That was the fight he needed to lose to change his whole career.
Right. His nutrition is undoubtedly better.
He's a completely different guy. I mean, completely different guy in that fight. So I don't think you can point at that fight and be like, oh, that's the path for Peterson to win a decision.
Yeah.
Or even win late. I think Walter Walker is the best favorite at the card. I see -180 right here. I just think he's more well-rounded than we think. I think he's big, strong, tall. I'm not ruling out a KO, TKO. And obviously the heel hook could always be there. So I like Walter Walker as a parlay piece here. What is that KO sitting at right now? I got to take a peek.
That is such a good question because I haven't even looked at it.
I was hoping it was like 8 or 9 to 1, but
it's heavyweight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Peterson's historically.
Dang, Peterson KO is shorter than Walker KO. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Peterson got KO'd in the 3rd by Vitor Petrino. He did beat Muhammad Usman on a decision. Shamil Ghazi, I've got him out in round 1. It's just such random opponents. Dontel Mays, he is beating guys on the scorecards a few times now, 3 or 4 decision wins. I mean, it's definitely the path if you're going to play Peterson. It's on the scorecards, I think.
By the way, we got a comment disclaimer. These last 2 picks are so biased to a point where Austin didn't even mention his. I'm about to. I want to hear the chorus of boos in chat because we got a lot of Walker fans.
Is your model Peterson?
Peterson was my first bet of the week. I got Walter. I still have Walter favorite here. I've got him 53.2%, but Matty, I got +175. I don't know if I'd bet it at its current odds. Yeah. But like I like Peterson by decision. I just feel better about his 15-minute volume. And like, if Walter wasn't such a good friend of the show and like a guy that I know you like, it's like the guy with 4 straight heel hooks. I just want to see more. Like, I want to see those layers. The model doesn't see anything beyond those layers. And it says, okay, he's got about a 30% chance to find a sub because Peterson's never been subbed as a pro, and it weighs those pros and cons. But it's really, it's not just the distance striking against Brzeski. It's that the limited distance sample against the others hasn't gone great. And I'm not even really a film guy, but the way he was chasing the takedown, the traditional takedowns against Kennedy and Zechiku was a little concerning. So, like, Walter has been unbelievable in that this division is so void of BJJ that I can't even guarantee he doesn't get a 5th straight heel hook on Peterson because it's like, I've never seen anyone try to submit Peterson. I've never seen anyone roll for that. But I think Walter is big. He's athletic. Like, I think he's way better than the guy who fought Brzeski. Even with all of that in mind, I don't know if I would put him -190 against a guy I know can go a hard 15. I know probably is actually a little bit better in the wrestling than he's been able to show recently because he's gotten some athletic guys with good balance. I think the chin angle is kind of interesting, Matty, because the one thing I am really concerned about with Peterson is the chin. He was dropped twice by Petrino. Gaziv got him out of there, I think, really, really quickly in a fight where I also bet Peterson. So if he got chinned again, that would not be super surprising. I have Walker KO 6 to 1. So
thing to think about is like all these guys know what's coming, and they're like so hesitant. They're waiting for it, and then you have to come upstairs with some big shots. It's like the Kamaru Usman fight. The only time Kamaru was having success against DDP is because he's feinting those takedowns, and Walter Walker can feint these heel hook attempts, I guess you would call it, or just going for the leg, or clinching up, and then Peterson's like ready for it, and then he comes upstairs with a big shot. So I don't know that Walter's going to knock out Peterson, or I don't know if it's even worth it at plus 600, but I'm going to feel really stupid if I don't take the sub at plus 180 and he makes it look easy, though. So I think I'm going to take it, bro.
It's just not a good enough number where I will get FOMO. And like I asked for, who I asked for? I thought Buchecha would have been a good opponent for Walter, because then maybe he does get to show off his hands a little bit. And I think Buchecha got cut.
I would hammer the KO in that fight.
Yeah, right. And like I thought it would be a different matchup, whereas like with Peterson, and by the way, odds makers expecting length here over 1.5 is minus 154, but the fight is minus 210 not to go the distance. I wonder what they're thinking this late finish could be. Is it a Walker TKO? Is it a Peterson KO? It's like that's a weird, decisive angle that they're taking on a late finish, and I have no idea what it could be.
I cannot see Walker losing this fight, bro.
Because the round 2-3 sub for Walter, if you like sub, is going to be way better priced than the round 1, because everyone's betting and assuming that he's going to get another round 1 heel hook, which, by the way,
a submission past round 1 outside of the UFC. I don't think.
Peterson decision only money line is minus 140. That's a good number from our guy Peyton Sale, 8395. I do like Peterson. By the way, this is my birthday weekend. When I bet Peterson, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't think I'm going to do this. I have another couple of another fraction units reserved for Peterson decision, which is plus 360, and that's it. If I lose 1.5 units on Thomas Peterson, I'll just move on. I don't want my whole week staked to him, because I could easily see getting his leg swallowed up here.
Yeah. I think
I want to see more of Walter, dude. I think he's better than this.
Yeah.
There's
fun fights to make for him. He cannot lose his fight to Thomas Peterson, bro. It'd be devastating for his trajectory right now.
It would be. There are a lot of fun matchups. I don't think Walter win or loss is done. Peterson's a tough guy. He's a tough guy to beat if you're not going to chin him. So I think that maybe that's why he's taking money this week. But we'll move forward here. We'll pay some bills while Maddie's off camera. Maddie's off camera hammering Walter round 1 sub plus 410. Wanted to remind you guys about our Home of Fight Picks program. Man, these guys are absolutely on fire. Hey Jive and Nolan. Nolan swept UFC Oklahoma City last week, dude. A crazy result. He had an outstanding betting week. Hey Jive crushed it on the DFS front as well. Invite you guys to join what these guys are doing, Home of Fight Picks. You can go winnable.com/HOF picks. You get 7 days free. Or you can visit Home of Fight Picks on Instagram. One of the benefits, you can get into the Home of Fight Premium Discord. That's where I hang out during the fights. So if you want my live thoughts, which are more vulgar and graphic than they are on this show, where I'm a little bit more polished, you can get those. If you want to hear me curse, join the Home of Fight Picks program. You get 7 days free if you use code HOF at checkout. Once again, as well, now our odds, all the odds you've seen on the screen provided by Polymarket. You can trade on Polymarket. You deposit $20, you get $50 extra for a total of $70. Use code FIGHT when you deposit to trade on UFC and a variety of other things. I was putting in 3M open bets, trades. Want to be very specific there. Whatever lets it be legal in Texas, I want to make sure I use the right verbiage, but had a few winners for the 3M Open at great prices. Maddie and I cannot advocate for a lot of times you get a better money line that's available on the rest of the market there as well. So it's Homo Fight. If I didn't say that correctly, I think people are making fun of me. Home of Fight Picks, but there as well. And then, of course, you guys know these. We got repacks by collectibles.com. This is so awesome. This program that we have, valued cards up to $1,700. We have normal packs for $17. I just saw that comment as well.
You see this clip?
Oh, I did see that clip on Instagram.
That was so weird, bro.
The Walker brothers, they are themselves.
Bro. They're just out there. It was the shit I've ever seen, bro.
I mean,
He's on Instagram. I was like, bro, this could not be real.
they are their own people. But whatever, guys, go to homofightcards.com. Just start ripping these things. Throw away your family, your kids. You can certainly grab all of these cards and gobble them all up, because then maybe you can cut Matty in line for a Carlos Prates card like one lucky user did last week. But Matty, we got to find that card and track it down so you can buy it off that guy. But it's a pretty cool one to have. Maybe we'll get a cigarette card on there or something like that at some point. But repacksbycollectibles.com, the coolest program we have. And maybe we might rip some cards at the end of the show as well. I don't know what that looks like. I don't have much say from that perspective. But I do have a save when we get to move on to the next fight. We're going to do so here. 6-fight main card opens up with this one, Matty. Saeed's name doesn't even fit on our graphic. The poor guy. Saeed is Gakmayev taking on Abubakar Vagayev in a matchup here at welterweight that I practiced in the mirror several times before this, because I knew the names were going to be challenging. It is a rare V versus V matchup. We got Chechnya versus Dagestan in this Russia versus Russia battle, Matty. Both of these guys had a lot of regional success in Russia outside of the UFC. Izagmayev's UFC debut against Nicholas Dalby did not go particularly well.
No.
Might be why he's about a plus 200 underdog against Hamzat's boy, Abubakar Vagayev. So what do you think of this matchup, man? Have you had a chance to tape these guys?
Bro, Abubakar's 19 decision wins. Is that the craziest shit you've ever seen?
On the regional scene, unheard of.
How is he in the UFC? Well, the UFC does not want these type of guys, bro. What's going on? Like, they're saying they don't want guys like this. 19 out of 24 wins or decisions outside of the UFC.
Bro, thank you so much for this comment, because I was like, Vagayev seems so familiar to look at. It's because he almost looks like we sent Sean Brady 3 years to Dagestan and forgot. I was like, he seems so familiar.
What is it like to go the distance? It's got to be minus 4.
Matty, this is Dana White's Contender Series is coming up. I'm gonna do some stuff for Homo Fight, time permitting, with the Contender Series. I'm so happy I get to partner with you and your brand for it this year, because it's one of my favorite things I get to do all year. I put on my film shoes, man, with this one, and I came up with an angle that I absolutely adore. I like Izgakmayev knockout here, which I don't even know if we've got a prop on it here. But Vagayev to me seems incredibly hittable on regional tape. He's fighting guys that are a lot smaller than him often. I don't think Izgakmayev will be. And you look at the one championship tenure for Izgakmayev, he certainly had a lot of power to show. Nicholas Dalby is not an easy first fight, especially when he was able to have.
He's very hard to put away, too.
Yes, and he had a lot of wrestling success early. I think he gassed himself out with that. And now this line is sort of, Izgakmayev is trash because he lost to Nicholas Dalby. That was a really tough matchup for him. I think Dalby's one of the tougher matchups for like a Fakhretdinov, these neutralizers like that. Against a guy like Vagayev, I think his striking can shine a little bit better. I think he's the longer guy. I think he's super powerful. Hey, look at this. I got Peyton in chat. Great read, Austin, with Izgakmayev KO. I know it's going to be a pretty nice number here because he's a plus 200 underdog. But Vagayev, 3 of his 4 losses as a pro by knockout, and he seems chinny with striking defense issues on tape. I like an early knockout for Habib's guy here.
Let's go. I'm down to ride that. I don't see a price yet.
You got anything on Hard Rock? Because for whatever reason, FanDuel's
right now.
I guess I could get a sneak peek offshore.
Yeah.
To the seas we go.
I mean, it's got to be like plus 450 or some shit.
Over 2.5 is minus 230. Okay, I got it on Bet365. It's plus 750 on Bet365.
Wow. Sign me up, bro. I'm in.
And just if you want the sprinkles, man, round 1, 16 to 1, round 2 plus 2,000, which I like early because of the cardio concerns.
Yeah, no, I agree. 1-2.
I feel like Vagayev is almost this big of a favorite because of Hamzat's Instagram post. That might be a crazy thing to say, but yeah, I mean, Izgakmayev's in the room with Islam, bro. Like, and Chenko for that matter, who we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It plus 1,200 for that can't be real, Peyton. Is that really real? It's 12 to 1 KO on DraftKings. I'm gonna hop off the show really quick. Make a phone call. I live in Texas, so I don't have access to that right now. It's John. It's John Pork. You guys won't lay off that poor man with the John Pork stuff, who we're going to talk about here in 1 second. But what do you think of this match? Did you get a chance to tape either guy, or are you going to let me just kind of?
Not Vagayev, no. But yeah, I mean, I like the KO angle that you're talking about, because at the end of the day, Vagayev doesn't really have a lot of danger coming back at you, so you at least have a chance at it. You're not really.
Oh my God! It is 12-1. Oh my God!
It's disgusting.
My cold summer is over. Austin's got to call. I do have to call my runner. Oh, Ajuan's exactly right. I really like him as a money line play here. I like him in like lineup DFS, but holy cow! But this could be really fun if these guys start scrambling as well, because they're both usually like top control guys. Izgak Mayev has a really nice arm triangle choke too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna have to text people. So maybe we'll get these next fight. You know what I'll do? I'll do it during the Dulatov fight, because there's not much drama in that one. But we got this one. Magomed Zainikov, also known as John Pork, who I just talked about, also known as Chenko. Whatever nickname you want to go, you better remember one of these guys' names, because he had a Contender Series performance to remember. And now he's taking on another newcomer, Damian Zapechki. Easy for me to say. He is a training partner of Mateusz Rebecki, making his debut from Poland. Clearly they had trouble getting guys to fight Zainikov, because they're bringing in a debutant to face him. What do you think of this matchup for John Pork, Matty? Did you see his Contender Series bid, and what do you think of this one for him?
Yeah, I mean, are you not surprised that like just on the hype alone that he's not like minus 600?
No, I think Zapechki is a quality prospect, so I understand why it's not a little bit bigger.
He's 10-0. Who has he fought though?
Are you talking about Zapechki? Yeah, so I think Zapechki was more of a guy who was on a Contender Series trajectory, or maybe usually you see these Polish guys come out of Octagon MMA as well. Like, I really would have hoped to have seen a step up in competition before he was going to fight a guy like Zainikov.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the Contender Series record now, Zainikov does, for significant strikes in a fight, 235. You could say, oh, well, he doesn't finish guys. 5 of his pro wins are by knockout. The guy that he was fighting on the Contender Series, the Brazilian kid, was just made of rubber. But, like, what do we got here? Chenko has bad defense, and Rebecki has good southpaw boxing. He's dangerous. I do think it's not the easiest debut in the world for.
He's got a lot of 6 submissions, too.
Zapechki does?
Yeah.
This is a guy that rolls frequently with Islam. I'll take my chances on that. And by the way, was able to stuff. Oh, did he not face a takedown attempt on the show? Maybe the guy should have. Paulus did drop Zainikov. I do remember that early in that fight. Like early in that fight, and then Zainikov took over. I just thought it was a super impressive performance with pace. I imagine the KO is going to be a little bit undervalued, because people are going to assume he can't finish people here.
Yeah.
But I really like Zainikov, man. If I get caught up in the hype train, it's not the easiest opponent, but when you see points plus 150, KO plus 195, I definitely prefer the KO, and I don't think early would be crazy.
Plus 225.
Yeah. Zainikov's a sniper, 60% striking accuracy. Striking success rate over 10. I know it was one fight, and I know it was the Contender Series, but typically when you see these efforts, that was like what Jack Della Maddalena did on the Contender Series. And I'm like, this guy's really fucking good.
Yeah. I don't mind a KO sprinkle here, plus 225.
Yeah. So round 1, Zainikov KO is plus 450, and I'm like, man, that's short. And then I think to myself, why is it short? I do agree that like Zainikov's defense isn't perfect, but I also think Zapechki is pretty hittable here. The under is not bad in general. It's minus 120 to not go the distance, and you assume that would be the Polish fighter's chance at an upset given the numbers.
Plus 195.
What is?
Under 1.5.
Oh, you've got a 1.5. I have a 2.5 number. I've got under 2.5. What's up?
Hard Rock shows both for every fight.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
I might have to call for some more people, but Chenko decision. Of all fighters, they chose Zainikov. I mean, Zainikov has already got a ton of fans. Like for a guy about to make his debut, and he's 31. He's a very like we were expecting him to be polished off the Contender Series. They're pushing him. I totally agree. When you think about how much better Islam's stand-up has gotten, I think Zainikov gets a lot of credit for that, and Islam says so himself.
Yeah.
So
I'm down with Zanikov KO plus 225, bro. Sign me up for that. I like it.
Yeah. At a road show. I like it a lot too. I think a lot of people are gonna like the decision there, but Zapechki's a little bit of a wild man. But we'll move forward here. We'll see if we can find a betting angle here. So Dulatov is just slightly.
Is he the biggest favorite of the card? Or is his number one?
Just slightly. He's minus 950 to Tuchalov's minus 900. So it's about the same. So he's taking on Wellington Turman. Matty, I thought that the UFC cut Wellington Turman. He's just been on a layoff for like 2.5 years, and that's where he's been. So this is a big make or break fighter for the Brazilian, and he's got a really tough opponent to do so. So what do you think about Dulatov in this spot?
Bro, Dulatov's a killer, dude. This dude's like a model, and he don't give a fuck. Like he just fucks.
He doesn't need to fight, which is scary.
He can, yeah, it's insane. I think what's the ITD here? Because the submission, you can't rule out the submission here. It's plus 350. The KO is minus 155. The finish is minus 375 for Dulatov.
Yep. Gosh, am I really this predictable? Because Peyton nailed it. Dulatov fight starts round 2 is the most obvious bet ever. I love the 5-minute sweat here.
Yeah.
He went like 4.5 minutes with Fugit, bro. And Turman's a tough guy to put out really, really early.
Yeah, Fugit's not.
Yeah, Fugit's been on the wrong end of some of those round ones, and it went like 4.5 minutes. Turman has gone into the second round in 5 straight fights, both of them at welterweight here. And Dulatov just kind of showed to be a little bit patient. Yeah, sorry guys, the graphic is wrong. Turman is not 6'9", he's 6'8". We had a 0 turn into a 9 there. He's not 6'9". He's 6'9". But yeah, Turman's been off stretching his limbs in order to. He's been off stretching. Yeah,
I think I want to take a shot on this Dulatov submission, bro.
I agree with you in that I think he's going to get someone with a club and sub. And Turman was submitted by Jared Gooden. The disparity is just so big. It KO's minus 175, subs almost 4-1. And unlike
dude, I'm taking this sub at plus 350 because Turman's not a guy that really goes out cold that easily either.
Yeah.
So the club and sub angles there. Plus, you've seen him be out grappled by Gooden. When was Dulatov's last submission? Was it 18 back in 2023? That he's got an arm triangle and a darce in his bag, bro. I'm taking this submission at plus 350.
Matty, Turman's a toughish guy, right? Survives 5 minutes. Round 2 is 30-1. What?
Round 2 sub is smacking.
It's 30-1, man. It's 30-1.
Fucking smacking.
Is that Paul Craig's music that I hear? Remember when you had Paul Craig with the knockout? You're like forever.
TKO at 40-50-1. What was it?
Yeah, it was like 45-1.
Bro, I absolutely love this submission play.
Yeah, I
on a round 2 sub. You said 30?
Yeah, it's 30-1 is what I see this number.
What's round 1 on that site?
Round 1 sub is plus 500.
That's what I have in Hard Rock, but round 2, 20-1, round 3, 50-1.
It's 50-1 here. So
round 2 is the mispriced one for me, or for you, however you look at it.
Right. I still like 20-1, dude. It's like, he beats him up for a little bit. Maybe we see a wrestling wrinkle that we saw in the regional scene, and he's not there. It is predictable, but I do like Dulatov when fight starts round 2 and plus 220. I think it's worth a half unit. I've been pretty good about snuffing these spots out, and Dulatov's just really patient. And Turman is a former middleweight. He's been in there with – look at Turman's level of competition, man. He's been in there with guys that hit so hard, like Bruno Silva back in the day.
Yep. Randy Brown.
Serkinov is a very dangerous submission guy that used to fight at light heavyweight. I don't know if the kids will remember him very much, but – like Turman's been in there with some guys that are really, really hard to put away. And like, I like Dulatov as much as the next guy, but Adam Fugit and the kid that he put out in the Contender Series is like, we still have a lot of questions to answer here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
versus clavicular. They are very slow pushing Dulatov quite a bit, but via looks, man.
I haven't heard a peep about this guy in fucking a year.
In you mean Dulatov? Yeah, I know.
I forgot he existed, bro.
Yeah, me with Turman. I figured Turman had gotten cut and fought regionally somewhere, but no, he's just been waiting for this last fight on his contract.
Yeah.
But he trains with Glover Teixeira and Yusri Belgarui and Alex Pereira and those guys at Teixeira MMA and Fitness. So, he's got a lot of big bodies in the room, but it's Dulatov KO, no question. I mean, obviously the KO is priced the way it is because every fight starts on the feet. And that's the obstacle Matty and I have. But I think in a fight like this, the more sprinkles you take and a little something that is kind of realistic like that, that's probably the better way to play it than in the long run. You play a Teba Gautier round 1 KO against Polyayev, and then you get burned because it goes to a decision,
Yeah, I'm with you. It's not 6'9", boys, a typo.
It's a typo. He's 6 foot. If you look on your keyboard right now, the two keys are together, and our production staff made a small error, and that's okay.
I could actually see round 3 sub too at 50-1.
I'm gonna play both. I can you? That'll be so legendary if we end up being able to clip that.
Let me see. So Dulatov subs. When is he getting them? He has 5 of them. He has 2 in. So they're all pretty much in round 1.
I thought he was a grappling guy coming onto the Contender Series, and he's just knocked 2 dudes out.
His guillotines in round 1, 30 seconds in. His arm triangle is 48 seconds in. His Darce choke is 46 seconds in. Like, my God. I don't see the other 2 submissions on his Tapology, but it says he's 5.
Turman is not great, but he is the best guy that Dulatov has faced probably double times over. Like, I think Turman would tap Fugit within 10 minutes. Is that a crazy take?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. What's this guy been doing for this layoff, though?
Growing 9 inches. He choked out cab drivers. I mean, that's the problem with these regional guys, man. It's like, and we saw it with Gautier. Sometimes it goes longer. By the way, Dulatov points is plus 750 if you really want to sweat your balls off for 15 minutes, but that's not going to be Kudiev taken. Okay, hey, let's wait until we get to Kudiev here. We'll pop up onto the heavyweight fight. I feel like that's a good transition. Rizvan Kudiev taking on Tyrell Fortune. I think JJ uses this picture on purpose of Kudiev because I'm sure we have a newer one, but this is right after he was coming off PFL. Maybe a little bit loose, maybe a little bit more like me after 4th of July barbecue for Rizvan Kudiev. But he is a very big guy taking on another very big guy in Tyrell Fortune. These guys PFL alums, Matty. We got a big PFL card this week. Maybe they extends on to the UFC main card. So what do you think of Kudiev Fortune?
I mean, say what you want about Kuniev's physique, but I think what he's done has been pretty impressive. Going with Curtis Blades and Jonathan Almeida both, and winning one of those 2 fights, and another one being a split decision loss.
Yeah.
He's also been in there. Hernan Fanera. I mean, he's fought some high level guys. I just don't think Tyrell Fortune. Who's been his best fight? Marcin Tybura.
In a fight that he arguably could have lost.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I like Kuniev. It could be a decision, though. I think Kuniev decision could be the move here, bro.
Okay. I was going to ask you decision or ITD. I had circled in my notes. I like Kudiev ITD at plus 140. Yeah. I feel like he's more dangerous than we give him credit for because he had to fight Curtis Blades in his debut. And Blades, we saw in the Hoka fight how hard Blades is to put away, right? Yeah. Like he's a guy I have a lot of respect for in that regard. And then Jailton Almeida, another guy that very fit for heavyweight, really hard to put away, was able to stuff the takedowns. But look, I know Fortune was a good wrestler in college. He was a D2 champion. Bro, Kudiev has defended 21 of 23 takedowns against Blades and Almeida. I good luck to any heavyweight, including Tom Aspinall, anyone. He is one of the toughest guys to take down in heavyweight history already. And so at this fight's at distance, I think Kudiev's the better boxer. I think he's got more power. I trust his chin more. I actually think minus 350 is a little bit of a steal, but I like inside the distance at plus 140.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you're getting a good price on him just because he's coming off the steroids and the whole narrative behind that.
Yeah. He is a talented fighter, despite the fact that he hasn't really gotten a great matchup to show what he can do.
Yeah. And there's a good question in the chat. Is Fortune have crazy KO power? I mean, he has 11 KOs, but like a lot of them have come late in fights.
Yeah.
Round 2, round 3. I mean, some round 1s as well. I guess when he's gotten up to higher competition, it's been round 2, round 3. He got heel hooked, by the way, in the PFL playoffs.
He did by Sergey Bilistini, if I'm not mistaken. Fortune by.
What's the decision prop pay?
For who? Kuniev? Kuniev points I've got plus 150. Fortune points plus 550.
You haven't modeled it?
No. Fortune samples too small.
I got Kuniev decision at plus 155. I actually like that a lot. I don't think Fortune's going to be that easy to put away.
It's interesting, like, because the heel hook is a little bit fluky, and then the knockout stuff from it's escaping me now. I just linked it in my article that I was working on for
1 KO loss. I don't even see it on this Tapology. Was it a long time ago?
No, it was in Bellator. I'll pull it up so I can jog my memory who it is.
Put on here. Oh wait, 2020. It was right hook, Tim Johnson.
Oh yeah, Tim Johnson, another PFL alum, man. But it's like, Tibura to me is so harmless. I think Kuniev has significantly more power than that. My guy Big Maple, like Austin, come back, Fortune's winning by decision. I just have a really hard time seeing it when I think Kuniev is the more active striker. I think he's more accurate. He lands almost 2 more significant strikes per minute at distance. And Fortune, I feel like he really needs his wrestling to get going. This guy just had a negative, what was it, against Tibura? Fortune had a negative 17 striking differential against Marcin Tibura, who's not exactly some pace warrior himself.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think you're selling me towards the finish a lot more now, bro.
I just think it's got to be undervalued when he goes to a decision with 2 tough guys in a row.
Plus 210.
Yeah.
Plus 210 versus plus 155.
Against Curtis Blades and Francis Ngannou's next opponent. Is Johnson going to MVP to fight Ngannou? Like, that would be actually kind of sick.
It's kind of risky for Ngannou.
Yeah. I mean, Johnson would be welcome to the PFL.
I don't think Johnson can even take down Ngannou, though. I think if he did, he would be right back to his feet.
I actually think Johnson could sub Ngannou.
Oh, my God. You have a model as a favorite?
No, I don't know if that would be the case. I could model it for shits and giggles, but like it's like Johnson's really good.
Too well rounded at this point in his career.
Yeah. Jonathan's a little bit limited, but hey, I mean Francis is a little bit up there in age compared to Jonathan too. So hey, that'd be a sick fight. We'll make that happen.
If one of Francis's knuckles even nicked Jonathan, he'd be fucking chin.
Yeah, it's a good point. All right, man. Let's move up here to the co-main event. This is a fight you and I haven't even talked about at all, and we probably should have because it's a pick'em. Steve Ursig, my guy, taking on Ramazan Tamirov here. This is another one of those V versus no V matchups, and this one happens to be a pick'em, so maybe they're dangling it in front of my face just to see if I'll back my guy Steve Ursig here. No model result because Tamirov, he really only has 2 fights, and we haven't seen him in a year because he's coming off a PED suspension, Matty. So what do you think about Tamirov in his short career?
Profile picture.
Yeah. We'll have to see if that's what we get on the scale.
Yeah. I actually think this is a good I think this is a tough matchup for Tamirov. Like I think Ursig's pretty well rounded.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting Ursig at a good spot here.
Which is weird, right? Because it shouldn't be a Vilo spot. He looked great against Tim Elliott in Perth.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tim Elliott is not an easy guy to put away. It's really just the Ode Osborne fight that is like the one question mark with Steve Ursig. It's like, how did that fight go the way that it went?
Yeah. I have no model result here, but that doesn't mean that you can't peg me for what I was. I think the reach discrepancy here is a big deal because Charles Johnson was able to outstrike Tamirov, at least on the numbers. Obviously, Tamirov had the big round 1 plus 11 striking differential. He actually got a takedown that mattered there as well. I just think he's a little bit – I don't really want the 5'3" guy who's based on super terminal power that's coming off a PED suspension. We haven't seen him in a year. Like,
I'm with you. I'm on the Steve Ursig side, but I don't see a lot of value on this. I don't even like a prop that much because I feel like I'd be just chasing on that submission at 13-1. Probably wins the decision here, 29-28 for Steve Ursig.
yeah, I really don't mind the way this prop market looks. Ursig points plus 150, Tamirov KO plus 250. That sounds about right. Because Ursig, remember, he got blinked quickly by Kai Kara France. We've seen
that
it.
is a good point. A shorter guy with big overhands.
Yes, exactly.
I still can't believe that fucking happened, bro.
Maybe I almost never do this, but maybe I like bet Ursig money line and then just hedge on Tamirov round 1 KO at 6-1. Like, could make my money back.
Quarter unit, yeah.
Feels exactly like the KKF fight.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a good point. Maybe that's why the odds are the way they are, you know?
I haven't bet this fight yet because I know this is a setup spot for Tamirov, but it's like, I think if you're going to play Tamirov here, you like the early KO. And if you like Ursig, you like the longer fight. And I think both are very viable paths here. I'm a little surprised to see that Tamirov KO so long.
Is this true? It wasn't steroids, it was a prescribed heart medication?
I don't care what he came up with.
Look at his profile picture and then tell me that it's not fucking true.
Yeah, if I told you guys, hey, the guy on the right got busted for PEDs, and you'd be like, actually, it was just a heart medication. Okay, sure. But Ursig did get dropped by Osborne. I do think the chin's a little bit of a concern for Steve against a guy like Tamirov.
I mean, there's no denying Tamirov could catch him with something. No doubt about it.
I got to be honest with you. I was leaning Ursig before I looked at this prop market, but if you're going to give me 6-1 on Tamirov round 1 KO, my scared factor is much higher than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a prescription for heart medication. You guys are funny in the chat. Not the same PEDs the guys were suspended for last week. Yeah, Levi Rodriguez did not look great. Who's the other guy coming off the PED suspension that lost last week? I forget who it was. It was Rodriguez and someone. Oh, well. But in general, it's not a good place to be. But like the number is pretty fair on Tamirov if you like him. I do think Ursig also, by the way, has a little bit of a grappling control path here. Tamirov's regional footage not great there. Oh, Alvin Hines, poor Goosey, man. Goosey got put out to pasture. That Hunter KO at plus 500 was pretty sharp in hindsight. I wish we had gotten there.
Yeah,
because Goosey was so hittable in the Denise fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got a chat full of sharps. Y'all popped a Goosey in there. Hey, hopefully we were on Hunter. We kind of gave that out on the show. But all right, let me get us over to the main event. All right, Matty, what do you think of this light heavyweight matchup? They really did the best they could. We lost Blue Roundtree against Ankalaev 10 days ago. I weirdly think this,
but this is I agree. It's a great replacement.
This could be a better fight, like theoretically, maybe. Bogdan Guskov is a guy that usually will bring the action one way or another. Taking on a very motivated Magomed Ankalaev after his title moment did not go well against Bogdan. So, Matty, what do you think about this matchup with Ankalaev, who's typically been a hard guy to handicap because some of his fights have been longer. They've been a little bit more drawn out. He had the draw against Jan Blachowicz. There's a lot of weird stuff in there. So where are you with him that he's like minus 600 here on short notice?
Yeah, I think the price is accurate here because I just don't see Guskov winning unless he finds a KO shot. I think he's literally KO or bust here.
Yeah.
5-round fight. I think Ankalaev is genuinely just better everywhere. You can maybe say Guskov is bigger power. I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing, bro. Since we talked over text, the prop that just sticks out to me so much is the Ankalaev sub. Like I could see it. He doesn't really grapple all that much, but like we've seen some tape on Guskov giving up his back, and I'll tell you what, I could see Ankalaev getting a rear naked choke here at 8-1 odds. Like,
yeah,
I think that submission is super live. I also think he's the better gas tank. I don't think he chases KOs. He kind of lets them come to him. I could see Guskov doing some reckless shit, trying to chase it and then giving up a grappling sequence or something.
Yeah.
But I really haven't heard anyone on the Ankalaev sub angle, so I kind of think it's sneaky here at 8-1 odds.
Yeah, It is definitely sneaky when you have a guy who's 6-1. Usually they can win. Yeah, that's low key a sleeper bet. Matty gets high off subs. It's like the thing that we're trying to evaluate with the subs is it's a price. Obviously, if Ankalaev KO was 2-1 and the sub was 4-1, we'd be interested in the KO. But every fight starts on the feet. I understand the perspective of Gusko being a little bit hittable. Matty, you changed my mind on this fight. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe Ankalaev's a guy that I think is a little bit overrated in general. And I was right about Leon Edwards. I was right about Israel Adesanya. Down the road one day, I'm going to be right about Magomed Ankalaev, but this just isn't the matchup to go for the fade because Guskov comes in. He's on short notice. We saw the Ryan Spann fight really struggled in grappling positions in that fight. LA Kana, we got a great comment here, took his back like nothing.
Yeah, that was the eye-opening one for sure.
And that was on short notice as well. And then you look at the rest of Guskov's results. Dropped by a version of Jan Blachowicz that wasn't even lifting weights at that point. The Nikita Krylov fight, I might as well learn from my mistakes with Krylov, and then the Zach Pauga result.
Ankalaev doesn't have a single submission win. I thought he had one or two.
Yeah. I will say I kind of tend to throw out that short notice fight against Uzdemir for Guskov because he just wasn't prepared, and like that I think that was the absolute worst version you're going to see of him. With that said, I would take Uzdemir against Guskov in a rematch as well.
So Uzdemir got popped too, didn't he?
I did. R.I.P. Vulcan because he's one of our favorites as well. But
he's usually, dude, I made so much money on that round 1 KO for him against Menafield.
This can't. I've never seen Ankalaev take anyone down. I mean, that's how he earned a draw against Blachowicz, is he took Jan down twice. He was able to control him in rounds 4 and 5 there. He took down Johnny Walker in the first fight. They got called off for the weird thing there. But yeah, in general, Ankalaev doesn't grapple a lot. And that's the fear here, is what you and I would like if we decide to bet that submission. Or I think the decision's a fair price at plus 430 as well, as I see it here on FanDuel. That what we want is a little bit of early adversity where Magomed thinks he has to wrestle a little bit. And I think he's going to find that there's not much resistance,
Yeah.
And so at that point in time, I think that's where we'd be really sitting pretty. But I like it at the number. Ankalaev sub decision is plus 205 on a minus 600 favorite that can wrestle and grapple a little bit. I feel like I could do worse than that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's model approved. I got it plus 149.
Yeah.
For that problem.
Yeah, I want to sprinkle on that sub, but it is tough that has he even attempted a submission attempt in the UFC?
No. And he got nabbed by Paul Craig.
Remember when I hit on Arman Sarukian sub on Dan Hooker, never attempted a sub in the UFC?
Yeah. I changed my model forever because of that fight. And I think it's why it shows a little value on Ankalaev sub.
But Sarukian was like grappling and submitting people in grappling matches, and it's obviously contextually a lot different. But I think that's Guskov's hole there is giving up his back and just being the worst grappler. So I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you that I think it would be more of a rear naked choke, maybe an arm triangle. I just don't think he's super sophisticated in that area. But I will say Guskov is an easier guy to take down than 57% takedown defense. He's an easier guy to take down than Poatan.
I could just see. I think it's less of Ankalaev shooting and more of Guskov doing something reckless and giving up his back.
Did you predict the arm triangle for Arman too?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Didn't Benoit get an arm triangle on Dan Hooker too?
Yeah, I think so.
Poor Dan Hooker, and then somehow he beat Mateusz Gamrot in a fight that still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's why MMA is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to ask ourselves: is plus 750 even worth it on the sub when I need like 12-1 or something?
I feel like if I get both decision and sub for over 2-1, it's good enough. But the odds of the individual ones are obviously stacked against the fact that Guskov's pretty easy to hit. And by the way, if he slows down like he did against Blachowicz, I think the later KO for Ankalaev. If you just want to play rounds here, Ankalaev round 3, 7-1, round 4.
BSD got a TKO. That's right. It was a ground and pound.
I can't even remember because we were so many Hooker fights through.
He had the triangle when he got out of it. That's right. Yeah, it was a sick beat on the sub.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have the Duplessis Chimaev Strickland trial. Like it's MMA. We never have any idea what's going to happen.
Super sick of Ankalaev was grappling him up and then ground and pounding him.
Oh man, I mean, but yeah, at that point, you feel like if you got plus 750, it's like, man, I made a great bet. It just did not come home.
Yeah.
Have I talked you out of Ankalaev KO in your cycle at least?
Oh no, I've never been on Ankalaev KO.
Okay, there we go.
Decision, remember, I was like, damn, Ankalaev decision's a crazy price, but it's 5 rounds. It makes a huge difference, obviously.
Yeah, it really does, especially Gusko, short notice, hasn't had the best cardio historically. It does make a big difference. But all right, I think now that I've told the people that you convinced me otherwise, let's build some parlays. What do you say?
Let's go.
Holy cow, have people brought the heat and absolutely stacked our super chat column. Thank you guys so much for the support. Even though I saw Maple wanted to pull his back if I was going to bet on Steve Ursig. I still don't know where I am in that fight. Okay, so we want to read this because Jay Bunny sent us some to support the show. Am I the only one who can't find a sub on the card? It is more of a lot of Ankalaev Dulatov subs than it's like I feel great about that sub for a cycle.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sub right now? Is it Patterson?
Oh man,
is it Walter?
Bro, as crazy as it sounds, I think it's Dulatov at plus 350.
I really like Dulatov too. It just feels like something not chalk is going to happen in that fight. But thank you, Jay Money, for the support. Here's our first one up here. We got Axel Sola KO, Walker sub, Ankalaev decision, 55-1. Not a bad start.
Yeah, keep that one around.
Okay. We got Walker sub, John Pork KO, Sam Patterson decision, 47-1. Patterson decision's crazy.
I want nothing to do with Patterson decision.
Okay, I tend to agree. Aleem decision, Sola KO, Walker sub, plus 1150 on Novik.
I like it, but it just doesn't get the juices flowing for me at plus 1150.
I got the long shot legend sitting here. You got to do better than 12-1. Me, I'd be all in. Hussein sub, Aleem decision, Tamirov KO, 17-1. Okay. Appreciate the support. Ty 22 Sports said, "Let's LFG boys. Let's lock in." We tried to stay locked. Here we got Sola KO, which seems like a popular one. Kuniev decision, Patterson sub. It's 5,000 to win 100.
Put the 5K on it. Look at the spot that's taking place right here and trying to get me to pick it. I love this.
Yeah, he also doubled the super chat buy-in. He said he might actually throw that down for 5K. We got a big roll.
I might have to take a serious look at this one. Keep that one to the right too.
We'll take it King of the Hill style as well. Ankalaev decision, Islam. I see Dulatov round 1 KO, so I think we're probably out. But Walker round 1 sub.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm out on that.
Yeah, it feels a little chalky for me. Patterson round 1, Hussein round 2, Ankalaev round 3, 89-1. Very creative.
You know what, bro? The 1, 2, 3 parlays, I think I'm done betting them. They're just so fucking impossible, dude.
Yeah.
Like
you know what?
So many things have to go so right to hit something like that. Like it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, dude, I turned $17 into 700 on Underdog last week because I had Felipe Franco round 2 finish as one of my legs.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I thought Rodriguez was gonna gas. I didn't think he was gonna get.
I thought I was gonna hit because what was mine last week? The round 1 was Barbosa, and then I had round 2
McMillan,
and after round 1 we were like, that's definitely hidden. Like
yeah,
that's hidden. And then this guy survives round 2 somehow, loses in round 3. And
who's your round 3?
It was the main event.
Duplessis, yeah.
Duplessis.
And really, that fight should have been stopped in round 2 if the ref didn't get in the way. But
it's so hard to hit something like that.
That's why
1, 2, and then 3 decision, then it's easier. Like if the round 3 leg is round 3 or decision, then it's way easier, honestly.
I think you've also had historical success if I remember, like round 2, or like round 1. Like pairing some of those together is a little bit better as well.
Yeah.
But we'll keep moving here. We got Big Maple, Matty. I know you saw it, but I'll share it here. Fortune decision, Dulatov sub, Tamirov KO, 69-1. Wellington will shoot and get caught.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Wellington shooting and get caught, but I'm out on the other 2 legs.
Okay. So Zainakov decision, Dulatov sub, Tamirov KO decision.
I'm out on Tamirov KO. I just can't get there on it.
It is only plus 250. Here, Solo round 1 KO, Walker round 1, 2 sub.
Solo late.
Let's see. Patterson sub, Solo decision, Dulatov KO. Probably out on that guy as well. Bet everyone ending with Av or Av. Good point, Marion.
I'm in.
Sounds good. Magomed sub Tamirov KO Kunyev decision 68-1.
Bro, I like
It's not bad.
third, kind of, but no, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, they really like the Tamirov KO, bro. I'm very torn as we
I think it might be the trap of the week though, because I just find it hard to believe Ursic's gonna get sniped again like that by a short guy, bro.
yeah.
Like that Kai Car France, that's one thing, but like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and Tamirov struggled against Charles Johnson, who, if you remember, Johnson lost by KO to Perez, another smaller guy with good boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we still are yet to establish Tamirov's level.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, Fortune decision, Patterson decision, Sola decision, 3-leg decision parlay.
No.
None of these kids are on one theme, and that makes me feel better about him. Patterson sub, Walker KO, Zainikov decision, 59-50.
I'm out on that, but it's creative.
It is creative. I like that a lot. Thank you for the support, Ethan, who said here, cuzzy. Don't know what that means, but very much. PD Parlay, happy birthday. We had to put in here your BF PD Parlay, happy birthday to you on the show here. And then, oh my God, what is this? Sola Kodulatulov Izubaizukunov decision. Oh, okay. Sola KO, Dulatov sub, Zainikov decision.
Okay.
So we had, what do you think? It was this one, right?
I was reading it wrong.
This one?
No, the one before. Sola KO,
Dulatov sub, Zainikov decision.
I'm out just because, the Zainikov, I kind of like the KO price angle.
So we had this one?
That one is live.
The
only thing is the Cooney of I'm so back and forth on that decision or KO.
Yeah, or inside the distance in general here.
I'm starting to really like Patterson sub though, bro. I just really think about it, the narrative of Ponzi never being subbed and then Patterson knocking all these guys out. I think he gets back to it here.
Yeah. Maybe we could alter one of these in some shape or form.
Is it just those two?
No, I'm looking for ones that have Patterson sub in them.
Well, I mean, the ones that I said put to the side, is it just two?
Yeah. It was just that $10 one, and then we had Sola, this one here.
Hold on, go back to
I actually, this one with Walker KO I think is interesting, right?
Go back to Trent real quick.
Yep.
Trent.
Patterson sub, Walker KO, Zainikov decision. I mean, if you threw Zainikov money line in there, it would still be a long shot.
Yeah. I just don't know. I know the Walker KO is eventually going to hit. I just don't know if it's this fight or not. It could be. Let me take a look at something real quick. First of all, what KO price do you see on Walker, bro?
I saw plus 550.
Okay, so 6-1's a good number then.
Yes, it is.
All right. Here's what we're doing, bro. Go back to the couple of other ones too.
Okay.
Oh, this could be fucking nice.
Are you building foundation of Patterson sub, Walker KO?
Yes.
And then what decision do we want to throw in here? Maybe we'll split it down them.
I don't know that I need to do. All right. Ask Trenton. We're gonna take Walker KO, Patterson sub. It's 30-1. Are you in or are you out, bro? You want 50 bucks?
Oh, hell yeah.
$50 brings home like 1,500. Are you in, Trenton? I need to know in the comments. You have 30 seconds.
What are we even throwing John Pork in there for if we can get that number on just
I don't
those
need
two?
to, bro. On that,
He's in. He's in. 30-1. He's in $50.
Hammering this, bro. I actually really like this.
I like that you leave yourself some flexibility for the cycle as well, too. That if you want to add something to that and make it the official cycle, you still can.
Yeah, I'm about to deposit some coin real quick. Hold on.
So we have this modified. We just wiped out John Pork decision because it's not very long, and we're a little bit torn on the finish method there. But
I'm about to put some coin down on this. I think it's gonna smack. I kind of think Walter Walker could could get this dude up against the cage and just start teeing off with some big elbows in the clinch or something, you know?
Yes. Peterson is very chinny. It was one of my biggest concerns with betting him. Is Walter is huge, and even though he doesn't have a knockdown on his ledger, I think he's a guy that carries a lot of power. It's by far the reason that I'm most scared to bet Peterson.
That's the positive 5K, bro. I'm about to hammer this.
I know Walter's your boy, but would you agree at all with my assessment that maybe Peterson's a little bit underrated?
Yeah.
He's kind of like a boring blob, and I think a lot of people don't like him, but stay away from Walter. It is what
$3,200 on this pays $100,000.
Wow.
I think it's hidden.
How much did you put on it?
I didn't do anything yet. So it says
Okay.
It's 1,800. It's got to be submitted for approval. Hold on.
Oh, okay, got you.
Let me see what 1,800 would be. 56,000. Chat. I need to know if you guys think I should do this or not. Tell me in the comments. Should I put $3,200 on this? $3,200 pays $101,000. Walter Walker KO plus 600. Sam Patterson sub plus 350.
We got no. I don't get it. I don't. He's saying apparently Walter said something about the round one subs, but I don't care what fighters say. It's the Joe Anderson Brito rule. I've established it. Ride, yeah, do it. A little bit split in chat. I will say, Matty, I don't know if you want consensus because the super chats we've been getting, guys, they haven't been hit. Like Matty's the one bringing long shots.
I put 1,600 on it to win 50,000. Finally,
I like that. It's a good compromise in the middle there.
It's fucking in. I feel good about it, but the chat owes me 50 racks if this shit hits. Because you guys convinced me not to put 3,200 on it.
I think if you win 50K, if the issue is I wish I should have put more on that, it's not a bad proposition. All right. So as you've been talking now, the safe parlay, I know I was going to go with Jacoby money line.
It's going to be good, boys. It's going to be good. Bro, so we would play blackjack with Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
Every hand, he was like, it's going to be good. It's going to be bad. It was hilarious. We're like, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And then the dude runs out of 21. He's like, it's going to be bad. Holy shit. Peterson's a live dog. I'm not disputing Peterson's not a live dog. He definitely is.
The line movement in that fight has been crazy.
At some point, boys, like, I want to take Walter Walker's sub as much as anyone, but, like, at some point, the opposition and the price matters. You know?
Agreed.
And Peterson is the guy that has wrestling, is chinny. Like, he's seen Walker do it 4 times in a row now. It's like, at some point, this plus 600 is value. I like it a lot. Imagine he hurts Peterson on the feet, and then he just goes for the heel hook.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, when Walter did that charity match against the gentleman with no legs, he went for the heel hook, right?
I know very little amount of tape, but remember the Kennedy and Juku fight?
Yeah, he just dropped for it.
He landed 4 strikes before.
Yeah.
And he, like, kind of dazed him in a way, or, like, hurt him. It was 4 significant strikes, but
yeah.
Walker is a big, imposing guy, bro. I really do think it has life.
What is – okay, so over – man. What? So I guess I have a couple of totals that I could throw your way. Oh no, I'm not quite there on the Ponzinibbio Patterson under. Oh man. I feel like I'm feeling ballsy to take that. But the safe parlay, by the way, safe parlay cashed again last week. All I get told in the YouTube comments is how terrible all my picks are, but I give you one parlay every week and it keeps cashing like literally every single week. But so be it. But what do you think about this number here? Jacoby money line minus 170. Walker Peterson starts round 2. It's plus 125.
Please leave that out of the fucking state.
So you don't think that what starts round 2?
Just leave it out, please. I beg you to leave that out.
Understood.
So many other options.
I'm looking. Totals are a little tough this week. A lot of them are like pick'ems for like.
I'd rather see you put the Dulatov round 2 in there.
I'm gonna play that straight, and it's like so plus money that it wouldn't even be a safe parlay.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I realize that.
Like I mean, I guess I could get creative with the under there, but if I like length, I'm kind of betting against myself. Like, doesn't start round 3. I don't think it's insane if that fight started round 3, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
But God, none of these are particularly captivating. I'm going through totals and stuff like that. The Aleve Mike Davis, oh my God, that feels like too rich. If I put Jacoby and then Aleve Davis starts round 2, it's minus 750. It's minus 125. But I do like length in that Davis fight. Like, who's getting the round 1 finish there?
Everyone loves the Walter sub, bro. I'm so glad I'm skipping it this week.
I understand the principle of you got to ride it until it goes away. But
nah, I'm getting off the train a week early. I think I did it.
On Saturday, after the Duplessis fight, Peterson was plus 235. He's down to plus 140. So he's taking so much sharp money, and it's like I kind of wonder why. Okay, I think I'm gonna have it, Matty. I found it over 1.5 for that Aleve Davis fight, and I really like it. So
yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's right around even money. Jacoby money line, Aleve Davis over 1.5. That feels like a dinner. It's like plus 100. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay. All right. Safe Parlay's been printed, folks. I never would have imagined I would have had this sort of run with it when I really struggled kind of to do it at first. But then I found this like my favorite money line plus a total combination, and it's just been working.
Yeah.
So. All right, so there's your safe parlay. Jacoby money line, Aleve Davis over 1.5 rounds. And I'll be playing Mike Davis points for a small sprinkle there as well. But I do think the Aleve, what did that guy say? Death taxes, Aleve by decision. could definitely be the case again. But we are coming up. We crested over 90 minutes. We appreciate you guys. We have almost 2,000 live viewers. You guys have crushed it. Many, many more of you miss the show and you listen on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. We so appreciate the support for all you guys for this show. We will be back again next week. It is another live card, UFC Belgrade from Serbia, Matty. So debut there. We got Earl Schmidich on that card. It'll be a lot of fun. Remember, an early lock, guys. These fights start at 9:20 in the morning Eastern.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
9 o'clock Eastern. Get all your bets in tomorrow night. Be prepared to get up, have some coffee. Don't miss the fights there. As you can plan. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll be back probably at our normal time Wednesday. I had some personal stuff again. I appreciate you guys' flexibility. And Matt, we might keep it Thursday if the chat's going to respond like this, because we have had a ton of live viewers and engagement.
Yeah, Wednesdays they get a whole nother day to watch it. That's like a good thing.
Yes, they get another day to watch it, and odds makers get another day to move props on all the stuff that I write and put.
Yeah.
So I don't like that either. So we'll probably be back on Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on our social feeds. But thank you guys so much for your support. We'll see you again next time.
Peace out, everybody.